So, you know how now, Karen, they have this like Blue Apron and companies like that to deliver the box all done. The reason they do that is because people don't really mind mostly cooking dinner. What they hate is planning what they're going to have for dinner and then stopping at the store. So they do Blue Apron, and I forget what the other companies are that deliver these pre-made whatever. So one reason that middle school teachers don't call small groups back is they don't know what to teach. They don't mind teaching, but like trying to make us sit home at night and think, what am I going to teach is hard. So I'm going to demo a small group. Now, do you guys have on your phones, do you have music on your phones? Okay, do you have a playlist on your phone? Okay, can you turn it off real quick? What's a playlist? Turn it off.
It's like
Go to your partner, don't talk to me.
that, like a list of songs that you hear.
It's like, it's where you can like sort your songs. It's like,
So, yeah,
yeah.
a playlist, my friends, of course, is this group of songs. So I came today, I have my phone, I have a morning mix on my playlist, and it has a bunch of songs. Karen, one of the reasons that people also fear small group is because it feels like it's a one-shot deal. Like I'm bringing these kids together, I'm teaching them one thing, and then the next day I got to think of something else. You want to have a playlist for small group. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite character-based playlists. Okay, and the main reason you're bringing kids back to the table, I call this like the kitchen table.
Literally.
This is the kitchen table. Actually, yes, the kitchen table is for more guided practice. It's probably less likely you're going to extend. It's more likely you're going to shore up, right? So, here's my playlist. The main thing that I might be teaching you is that characters are like people. They're complicated. They're more than one way. They're different in different settings. So that's one small group I could teach them. In different settings, people and characters act differently depending on where they are. Okay? They are different sometimes from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. Sometimes in The Outsiders with pivotal chapters, they're different from the beginning of the chapter to the end of the chapter. Something big is happening. They're different in different relationships. So let's say they're different with their best friend than they are with their mom. And another way that they're different is they can be different on the way they appear on the outside to others and the way they actually feel on the inside. So if this is my small group and I'm going to bring them back 4 times to do this work, I think today, just based on the text we're using, I'm going to take this one. Characters are complicated. They may seem one way on the outside, but really be different on the inside. And you're going to see how light the modeling is. So like when my dad died, my mom was really lonely and the house was really quiet. My dad was an English teacher, 8th grade, and he was very talkative and he read aloud to my mom. So when he died, it was really quiet and lonely. I was really sad when my dad died too. But even though I felt sad and at a loss when my dad died, I had to say, act stronger for my mom. I had to say, Mom, don't worry. You're going to go through the slow period. We're going to get through this together. But, you're going to... I couldn't show her how I felt on the inside because she needed me to appear, steady and strong. So you see, I was acting one way on the outside, but feeling something on the inside. So now I want you to think about Pony Boy in chapter 1. Okay, when he talks about walking home from the movies and about himself and about the work you're doing right here. Turn and talk. How does Pony Boy seem one way on the outside, but another way on the inside? Turn and talk to your partner. So now you're going to watch. I'm going to coach these 2 kids.
Like how he feels inside.
Well, tell me, how does he, either one, pick whatever's easiest.
Sensitive, I guess,
And what makes you say that? If we had the book, we might be digging a
he
little
said
bit.
he couldn't burst out.
Just already fine.
Okay. Also, when he walks into the movies and he says, I'd like to get into being the character. I want to be Pony. He's really reflective and all those things. How does he appear? Let your partner talk. How does he appear on the outside though?
I mean, he appears in the beginning of the story. He talks about going to the movies, and then he gets jumped, and on the outside, I feel as if he do something about it, but he just let himself get jumped. So he seems calm cautious about what would happen if you did something.
Okay. So you think he seems on the outside cautious? Would you say weak?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Yeah. Huh. I thought was I mixed up about the character?
Possibly. Derry's the older brother.
The only thing is he describes himself on page 1 as a greaser. And so that's kind of a conflict for me. I think you could all be right, and you know the outsiders better than I do, that part of him wants to on the outside appear like kind of sort of tough and bold, but when he actually, the rubber hits the road and he gets jumped, he kind of appears weak.
Right.
So that goes back to our original idea that characters are complicated.
Yeah.
He's even appearing, he's pretty much the same on the inside, on the outside it's kind of conflicted. Because when he really has to get down to it, he appears weak when he gets jumped. But yet, he's still giving off that bravado a little bit to try to keep up with the older guys. Now, think of your independent reading book. Do you have an independent reading book in your mind? It could be the one you read last. Think about the main character. Think to yourself, how does that character appear on the outside versus the inside? Now, at this point, I would have them bring probably to the small group the outsiders, any other mentor text, if you read Those Shoes or The Boy or like anything like that. But I would also have them bring their independent reading book, because the jump is, at the small group, is making the jump from the mentor text to applying to their independent reading. Yeah? Okay. Thanks for playing my game today, guys. Check you out later.
Thank you guys. Done. Yeah, just fill out your bits.
So the key is keep the small groups short. Don't make them fancy. Use the mentor text you have. Get a couple more mentor texts, like a couple short texts like the Paperback Princess or Those Shoes. Get some of those in the can so you have them. Or if you don't have a mentor text, just use yourself as an example.
Right.
But you see how this is 4 small group lessons? All kids need these lessons.
Right, and like I like how it's like all about characterization, and then you're breaking it down.
I'm breaking it down, and I am able, instead of trying to do reading conferences, you have too many kids. When you're doing the check, in essence, you're doing mini conferences.
Yeah.
So today, in this time, I conferred with 7 readers, micro mini. I taught 4 kids in a small group, and if it were you, I'd have 6 chairs here. I would have done 6 kids. So that would have given me 13 kids that I did a little bit of side by side with, without like, oh no, I'm sitting home wondering, what am I going to teach? And I'm going to give you in the debrief some more possibilities for
Okay.
playlist. Okay?
Great.
Awesome.
All right. Thank